Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Jusuf Nurkic reacts to slight by saying Draymond Green still needs help. The beef between Phoenix Suns center Jusuf Nurkic and Golden State Warriors veteran forward Draymond Green continues after Green made a comment on Inside the NBA that could be seen as a criticism of Nurkic's abilities. Green stated that the Phoenix Suns have no big man, a comment which Nurkic took personally. Furthermore, Jusuf Nurkic then responded to Green's comment on social media via his account on X, formerly known as Twitter, where he fired back with a strong rebuttal of his own. Draymond Green seemed to be the one to start this new beef when he made an appearance on Inside the NBA and took a quick jab at the Phoenix Suns center as reported by Brett Siegel of Clutch Points. The Suns have no big man. KD, Kevin Durant, is the Suns' big man. They got no big man. Draymond Green said on Inside the NBA. The tension between Nurkic and Green had seemed to cool down, with the two players having a well-known history of confrontations, especially the slap incident that led to Green's indefinite suspension. This feud has added an extra layer of excitement as well as a twist to the rivalry between the Western Conference teams the Warriors and the Suns, as fans would love to see how it plays out or if Green responds to this latest clapback. The Boston Celtics are up 3-1 against Eastern Conference rivals, the Cleveland Cavaliers, but their poor home playoff record has been a concern. Despite having an impressive 37-4 at TD Garden in the regular season, they are just 3-2 in Boston this postseason. Draymond Green on Inside the NBA attributed this to a lack of leadership. He went further to suggest that no one has stepped up to hold players accountable for their struggles at home. You know, that's a leadership thing also. Like, who's the leader that's going to step up and say, "Hey, man, this is garbage. We've been struggling at home, it's costing us." Now, Steph Curry went on the road and beat them in Boston. It's costing championships now. Who's going to be the leader to come in and step up and take over that responsibility? Draymond Green said on TNT's Inside the NBA. The four-time NBA champion emphasized the need for a leader to address this issue. He suggested that either Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown could assume this role, especially in crucial situations or in the locker room. Lucky Stephen Curry isn't top 10 player if he played for Hornets, claims NBA legend. Tracy McGrady sparked a debate in the basketball community when he shared his perspective on how to measure a player's greatness. He believes that luck plays a significant role in shaping a player's legacy and that winning isn't the only criterion for greatness. McGrady then used Golden State Warriors Stephen Curry as an example, where he highlighted how his success was partly due to the Golden State Warriors' strong organizational structure and talented roster. He went further to ask if Curry would be considered a top 10 player of all time if he had played for a struggling franchise like the Charlotte Hornets throughout his career. The best way to measure a player's greatness, I really think it's all subjective. Luck has a lot to do with this, man. In the media and fans' eyes today, greatness is measured by winning. As great as Steph Curry is, put him on a team like the Charlotte Hornets. Let's say he played with the Hornets his whole career and we know how bad the Hornets organization has been. Are we still talking about Steph Curry as a top 10 player of all time? No, it's luck, man. So I don't define it by winning. Tracy McGrady said via his Instagram, @tmac213. Furthermore, Tracy McGrady emphasized that greatness is subjective and can be influenced by various factors, which according to him includes the teams players are on. He pointed out that many great players, such as Charles Barkley and Allen Iverson, didn't win championships but are still considered great. However, McGrady's perspective has now encouraged lovers of the games to consider the broader context of a player's career and the various factors that contribute to their legacy. Although winning a championship is important, they shouldn't be the sole measure of greatness, as individual talent, skill, and impact on the game should also be considered. Maury Spites, the former Golden State Warriors teammate of Steph Curry, in a recent interview with NBC Sports Bay Area's Monty Poole on the Dubs talk show, praised Curry's work ethic and dedication to the game. He expressed his respect for Curry's ability to balance his responsibilities, which include early morning interviews and commercials, while still putting in extra hours at practice. "The thing about Steph that I always tell people is I respect him so much, because we're the same age. Me being on his team, me seeing how he worked every day, how he carried himself, how he handled his business when he got all this different stuff going on when it comes to interviews at 4 a.m., commercials at 3 a.m. or 5 a.m., and still coming to practice and being there early handling his business and putting the hours in." Marissa Spites said on NBC Sports Bay Area's Monty Poole on the Dubs talk show. Furthermore, Spites noted that Curry's commitment to his craft is unmatched. He also commented on Curry's dedication to fitness and strength training, which has allowed him to maintain a high level of performance even at 36. Spites' comments echo the sentiments shared by many other teammates and former teammates who have had the opportunity to play alongside Curry. The baby-faced assassin's unique combination of talent, work ethic, and humility has made him a beloved figure in the sports world. Warriors trade proposal lands $158 million star as Klay Thompson replacement. This season showed the Golden State Warriors can no longer rely on Klay Thompson as their number 2 behind Stephen Curry. With Thompson set to enter unrestricted free agency, the Warriors could pivot to another direction and acquire a younger replacement. Sporting News' Stephen No proposed a 2-for-1 trade plus picks with the New Orleans Pelicans, who are looking to shake things up as well. The Warriors could pounce on the Pelicans' desire to revamp their roster after their first-round exit. "I want to be really, really clear, this is not going to be a summer of complacency. It's time to get better," Pelicans Executive Vice President David Griffin said during his exit interview. Mark Stein reported that the Pelicans could use Ingram as their trade chip. Pelicans Executive Vice President of Basketball Operations David Griffin has all but promised that New Orleans will be active in the marketplace in the wake of a first-round sweep inflicted by the Thunder, and league sources say that Ingram's exit is increasingly viewed by various league observers as an inevitability rather than possibility, Stein wrote in his Substack newsletter on May 12. For No, Ingram represents a potential Thompson replacement and a reliable 20-point scorer behind Curry. Steph Curry and company still might have one last run in them. They didn't have a reliable second scorer on the roster, leading to a massively disappointing season. Ingram could give that to them and be a good replacement in case Klay Thompson departs in free agency, No wrote. Ingram enters the final year of his $158 million, 5-year deal. The Warriors have to exercise their team options on Paul, $30 million, and Moody, $5.8 million, to match. Both Thompson and Ingram are coming off a down season. But Ingram, who is still 26, has more upside than the 34-year-old Thompson. Thompson's roller coaster season saw him come off the bench for the first time in 12 years. He finished the season with modest averages of 17.9 points, 3.3 rebounds, and 2.3 assists across 77 games, the most he's played since returning from Achilles injury. His scoring dipped to its lowest since his second year in the NBA. With the Warriors reluctant to pay him big money, Thompson is being linked to the Philadelphia 76ers and Orlando Magic, 2 playoff teams from the Eastern Conference, who have cap space this offseason. On the other hand, Ingram had his worst season since getting traded to the Pelicans from the Los Angeles Lakers. Yet Ingram's worst season in 5 years, 20.8 points, 5.7 assists, and 5.1 rebounds, still trumps Thompson's production this season. Interestingly, Ingram's struggles started at Team USA under coach Steve Kerr, who benched him in favor of the shorter but stout rebounder Josh Hart of the New York Knicks. Ingram's confidence dipped and it cascaded to the NBA season. However, in retrospect, Ingram looked at it as motivation to get back to his all-star form. From Team USA up to this season, is probably the worst that I've been in a New Orleans Pelicans uniform, and I'm motivated by that," Ingram said during his exit interview. "I can go back and I can blame coaches. I can blame everybody else but myself, but, I've got to go look at myself in the mirror and tell myself what I really need to do. How can I help this team? How can I help the coaches, and how do I get the fans in New Orleans to believe in us again? And that's my job. That's my task." Despite Ingram's down season, No believes the former All-Star wing is the Warriors' best path forward to contend again. "If Curry is still capable of playing like a top-5 player, then this could be the move that gets them back in the winner's circle," No wrote. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Brandon Ingram? Leave your opinion in the comments.